Okay, let me get my video on here. Oops, it's my other camera. I forgot about that. Oh, wait a second. I can get
there you are. Yay.
I can get my good camera plugged in, but I don't know if it'll automatically recognize it. Let's see if it will.
She's all gorgeous. I mean, I never put lipstick on this early in the morning, but.
Did it work? Yes. It worked. You don't? I have to try, Nance. I did it in 11 minutes.
Okay, I see you there.
There's the yogurt ball.
Where's the yogurt ball?
The yoga ball.
Look at you, Angie.
Oh, what?
Well, first of all, you don't even have a mirror, do you?
No. Well, I do over here, a makeup mirror.
A mirror.
Right there on
She's
my
got this all memorized.
I guess.
Oh, please. I used to do this on the way to work in my car.
That's good. That's safe.
Well, no one's on the roads at 3 in the morning when I would do
that. I understand that.
Okay. Okay, should be up higher. Okay, there we go. All right.
We're live in 10 seconds.
Here we go. I get sniffles.
And this can be show and tell. This is
make me smile like the sun, fall out of bed, sing like a bird, dizzy in my head.
Welcome back to Daybreak USA.
All right, Nancy J has the latest on the box office over the weekend, but she also did something very exciting over the weekend. Can you give us just even a little tease about what you did?
Oh, just a little tease, Angie. Okay. Yes, in Los Angeles for Ben Affleck's new movie called The Accountant. I know, stuffy title, maybe boring, but this is by far one of the most exciting original movies I've seen in a long time. And we'll be hearing more from Ben Affleck and the rest of the cast in the next couple of weeks before the movie opens, Angie. But I do want to talk about number one at the box office this weekend, Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. I was a little surprised about that.
Yes, I was too.
Yeah, but it was number one, and Deepwater Horizon, the Mark Wahlberg movie, was number two. But I think it's because Miss Peregrine's is really a charming, lovely little tale about children who just don't fit in, and it's something that I think we can all relate to. And I got to chat with Asa Butterfield and Ella Purnell, two of the peculiar children.
Because our abilities don't fit in the outside world, we live in places like this. To keep us safe, we create a time loop. A loop preserves the last 24 hours. Reset the loop, and you can stay here forever. I knew you were one of us when you were born. It's time for you to learn what you can do.
I'm just ordinary.
No, you're not.
Had you known each other before? I mean, you seem to have a very good rapport. Or was that after the water scene?
No, we did actually know each other before we started shooting. I used to teach Ace's little sister a drama class. I actually knew Ace's mum as well before I met Asa. And then on like the chemistry test, the screen test, we just sort of walked in, and it was really bizarre. I was like, Asa?
Yeah, it was, and it turns out we had some decent chemistry.
I would say
that's what they say.
That's what they say, and yeah, I mean, I think whenever you're working on a film, you do get very close with people, and it's all you become a big family because you're working for such a long time and you're working so closely with everyone. It's a whole unit, and yeah, it's sad when you end up coming to an end.
Well, and I don't think this is going to be coming to an end, Angie. I bet you there will be more Miss Peregrine from director Tim Burton because of this success. This is, young adult novels, so there will be plenty of stories to tell. But it was an interesting weekend. Miss Peregrine, number one, Deepwater Horizon, number two, Magnificent Seven, I love that one, still hanging in there. And then Storks, my favorite animated film, so there's another kids movie. But Sully, the Clint Eastwood directed movie starring Tom Hanks as the airline captain the landing on the Hudson River, it has now reached over $100 million. It's Eastwood's third top grossing title behind American Sniper and Gran Torino, and also one of Tom Hanks' highest grossing films in recent times. And you know what? This is an adult drama. This is no small feat. That's how good Sully is. And speaking of Sully, now this is a win for Tom Hanks in terms of box office because it's his highest grossing live action film since 2009's Angels and Demons, and then 2006's The Da Vinci Code. But here's where I'm bringing it all back home, Angie. I will be talking to Tom Hanks this week in Italy because his next movie, Inferno, can you see the book? Yep.
Yes.
Inferno is the latest from Dan Brown and the latest Tom Hanks where he plays Robert Langdon. So I bet that's going to be another.
Wow. So you're going to be headed off to Italy. And, one of our good friends that I worked with for, I don't know, a decade and you see all the time is Chris Parente, who's an entertainment reporter. And I sent him an article about a unicorn cafe that I thought he would enjoy with unicorn, like little Ferris wheel, cupcakes come around on a Ferris wheel and light blue and pink spaghetti, rainbow spaghetti. He loved it. And he said, Nancy talks about you all the time. I said, yeah, I work with her all the time. He says, you guys have to talk to me on the air about me on the air. Now, Chris, he's so, I don't want to say egotistical. I want to taken with himself. I don't know if he does this with you. He would take pictures of us, zoom in on himself. If he didn't like himself, he'd delete the photo. It could be the best picture you've ever taken in your life. He will delete it. He only zooms in on his own face.
Well, that's why he is Chris Parente, and I adore that man. He's a good guy. But it's funny. I mean, it's fun that we get to have this kind of someone that we both know. It's fun. So.
And then we both love. I do love him.
Absolutely.
All right, coming up next, we're going to talk a little politics. Liberals and conservatives going against each other next. Thank you, Nance.
Was that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Well, I'll touch base with John and all that about Friday. Not sure what my schedule will be. So we'll figure something out. Okay?
Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks. Bye. Thanks, Ravino.
Have a good
Thanks
day.
for tutoring. Bye, John.
Bye-bye.
My SpongeBob.
I wish I had that many books like Nancy J has.
I know. I love books. I'm a book collector.
It's just a picture, right? A picture in the background?
No.
I'm just
it's a big poster. Anyway, I'll have different. I will do different backgrounds each time. This is like a real challenge. It's fun. Y'all have a good week. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Nance.
You too. See you, Nancy. Hi, Tony.
Good morning.
How are you? Is it still raining?
It is stopped, and it's supposed to be okay now for a few days. I will tell you that we got so much rain the last week that I went out to try to cut the grass yesterday, and my lawnmower sunk, so I'll have to wait.
Sunk?
Sunk. It literally sunk into the ground. It was so wet.
What?
Holy
That's so bizarre.
Oh,
Hey, do you want to turn your camera on? We're on Facebook Live.
Oh, sure. It rained almost nonstop for 5 days.
Wow.
There's John. Hi, buddy. Hi,
Morning.
Angie.
Hi, friend. Are you going to go
How
up?
are
Or are you going to
you?
be on?
I'm not on?
No, I don't see you. Do you guys see him?
Hold
No.
on. No. Here we go.
All right.
Here
so
we
get
go.
that,
Here we go.
Hey.
Good morning.
You want to
morning.
show other participants your video. Yes. You guys saw my video a minute ago, didn't you? Show
yeah.
Tony. I got you. Okay, so what do I want to tell you guys? I got my SpongeBob back up. So
good.
Siri answers your questions. A new bot will understand your emotions. How do you teach teenagers to cope with social stress? Both of those you picked, Tony?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. Oops.
I mean, we could have talked Saturday Night Live, but I thought both of those stories are interesting. One of them is because there's now become a real phobia that they're yet to give a name to about artificial intelligence. People have a phobia about AI.
About what? Oh, they do.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, there they are.
Can't we use artificial intelligence? Can't we chat with it on Facebook like they're not even real, but you can ask them questions?
Yes, you can. And if you guys are Mac people,
Yes.
you now can get Siri on your desktop or your laptop, which I have. So it's really interesting to sit here and just open Safari and ask,
Here we go.
It's interesting.
Okay. Have that SNL clip.
Through the sandbar, talking by the campfire. It's the simple things in life, like when and where.
You're listening to Daybreak USA.
We didn't have no internet.
Hi, friends. It's Angie Austin here, along with Tony Trupiano with TNZTalk.com. Tony was going to talk about Saturday Night Live. and get into the whole Alec Baldwin Trump deal, which we may talk about in a minute. But since we are on different sides of the political pack, we're going to go ahead and start this morning, give you a break, because I think a lot of people are kind of politicked out. Siri is a story you picked. Siri is going to be answering questions. A new bot will understand your emotions.
Actually, it is a new app. It is not Siri, but the people that develop Siri have now developed an app that knows if you're angry or impatient. It actually will read your emotions. But before we go further, would you like to meet Vinny the Wonder Dog?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not people on the radio. Oh my gosh. People on the radio can't see, but if you want to go onto Facebook and see our live stream along with everything, I love Pomeranians. That is so sweet.
he's
so
a great dog.
Cute. You're so funny. It's like when he's upset, I need to snuggle him, and we'll get into understanding teens' emotions along with dogs next. But so, what's the deal with this new thing that'll understand our emotions and answer questions?
Right. I mean, the example they use at the beginning is, and we've all done this. You call somebody, a company, and then you go through the whole voicemail thing, and one for this, and you can now do it verbally, and a lot of times it doesn't do what you want it to do.
Ugh.
And so this app apparently will read your emotions. So it's not just an app that you would have on your phone or your computer. It's something that companies can use. So this app apparently. So anyway, it's just fascinating. But I was telling you during the break that there are people that are actually now having phobias to artificial intelligence because they're creeped out by it. They think that, oh my God, how does this app know that I do this? And it's just, we're in a transition, a technological transition. And Angie, just think about 5 years ago and where we've come since then, and geez, where we might be 5 years from now. It's really interesting.
All right, let's talk about this one then. It is interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not really creeped out by it, but we'll see as things progress. Because right now, my Siri totally doesn't even understand my question, let alone my emotion. So teaching teenagers to cope with social stress, there's just such a dilemma with, kids suffering depression and bullying and pressure and changes in their teen years, and then losing some of them to suicide. And, so many kids just started their freshman year recently, 4 million teens here in America. So a lot of stress and insecurity. So is there something new that we can do to work with them on, dealing with this better?
Absolutely. And the great thing about it is it's technology free, I'm happy to report. A very prominent psychologist has done admittedly small samples around the country, and they're hoping next year to do this in 25 high schools. But what they do is they take freshmen and they have them read a story about, social ills, stress, so on and so forth. And they watch a video. And then they write an essay, and they literally write it. They don't type it. They write this essay. And what they found is that it reduced stress throughout the school year by 40%. But even better than that, Angie,
Really?
As kids matured and went on to college, that stress that's normally associated with that transition was virtually non-existent.
By writing about it and
reading a story,
themselves?
watching a video, and then and the video is people sharing their stories and how they got through it, that it gets better, etc.
I see. It gets better, and it's showing them how other people dealt with it, how other people felt like they did. I want to make sure that we get into the good news story. You probably heard about this guy, the cowboy that was in Walmart, and he saw a thief, and he got the horse out, and he went and lassoed him. Well, now we're getting more on the story.
28-year-old Robert Borba is one of the last of a kind, a real, honest-to-goodness, cow-roping cowboy. Robert works at a ranch outside Eagle Point, Oregon. But we didn't come here to see his prowess in the cow corrals. We came here because of what he did recently amongst the cart corrals of this Walmart parking lot.
It happened so fast.
A few months ago, Robert says he moseyed over to the Walmart for some dog food. And on the way out, he heard a woman screaming.
Stop him, stop him. He stole my bike. He stole my bike. And I kind of look around, and then all of a sudden this guy goes whizzing by me on a bicycle.
As the security cameras show, there was no way to catch him on foot. So the cowboy did what cowboys do. He saddled up to save the day, armed with little more than a lasso.
A couple swings, and then I threw it at him, just like I would steer.
He had to be blown away. Like, what is going on?
He's like, what are you doing, man? You got a badge? And I'm like, no, I ain't got a badge,
Okay, there's a part 2. I love this story.
A lot of people were incredulous.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
We got a guy just stole a bike here at Walmart, and I got him roasted tied to the street.
What?
I got him roasted from a horse. He's tied to the street.
The cavalry arrived moments later, led by Eagle Point Police Officer Chris Adams.
I looked up, and from the horse, there was a rope connected to the ankle of a gentleman on the ground holding onto a tree.
So it's real?
It was real.
In fact, here's a picture. You can see the suspect on the ground, roped and tied like a steer headed for the pen. John Wayne couldn't have done it any better.
I'd take him by my side any day.
I told the cop, I said, man, you guys ought to pick up a rope and throw that gun away. You might have better luck with it. He started laughing.
What made you decide to take it in the first place?
I don't know. I just figured it was the right thing to do, If it was my wife or my little girl, I would hope somebody would help her if I wasn't around.
Heroes, like cowboys, are getting harder to find, especially modest ones like Robert, who want absolute.
All right, so I just love that story. I wanted to kind of recap it, Tony. Thank you, TNZTalk.com, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Angie. Great story.
All right, coming up, we've got some lighter stories, but we've also got hardcore political news with Dave Perkins, and he doesn't mess around. Coming up on Daybreak USA.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Have
Tony.
a good day, Tony.
I have to tell you, that journalist did a great job of writing that story up.
Oh, that's Steve Hartman at CBS. He's a great storyteller.
Yeah, he did a great job. Anyway, guys, we'll talk tomorrow. Have a great show.
Bye.
See you, Tony.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Mark says I do serious news, so I shouldn't have SpongeBob there.
I think SpongeBob adds something.
All right.
I'm not that serious. Look at this big knot I have in my headphones.
Every single person with an iPhone earpods in America has that exact same knot.
Ugh.
We just all take 20 minutes to untangle them every time.
Oh, I was trying to pull it down so it wouldn't be like in the shot, but so are we doing good news next?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we may have time to chit chat a little bit afterwards because it's pretty short. I can
Should we restart it with good news so we have shorter bits or not, or just keep going?
I don't know.
Let's make it easy on Trevino and just keep going this morning.
Yeah.
I think we should restart for Dave though.
Okay.
Sure.
Here we go.
I can also talk about the big headline in our local news station this morning after good news. It's pretty fun.
What is it? Or you can save it if you want. Don't want to tell me.
It's just hilarious, some small town news and what makes headlines when there's no news.
All right, let's see. I mean, Chris is joining us in a little bit.
Yeah. And Dave is standing by. He's got his camera ready, and rumor has it he's wearing a shirt.
Thank goodness.
Not exciting.
Crossing guard saves girl from. Oh, this is a big deal. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, here we go.
Good to be alive right about now.
You're listening to Daybreak USA.
All right, here's the deal. I love good news. John loves good news. We hope you love good news because we have another story. So Adrian Young may be tiny, but that didn't stop the crossing guard from saving an 8-year-old. Now, I don't know about you, John, but at our school we have the flags up, flags out people. I used to do that as a kid. Flags up, flags out. We stop the traffic. We actually have adults that do it at our school, not kids. But anyway, this was an adult helping a little girl. Here we go.
That's right. And, let me just start out by saying, Philip and Leslie, that Adrian Young is small but mighty and is being called a hero. Today, she had no idea a surprise was scheduled in her honor.
She's being called a hero. The little girl just started screaming. She was like, please don't let her take me. I don't know her. She's not my mom.
She may not be very tall, standing at 4 feet 8 inches, but crossing guard Adrienne Young used all her might to fight off a woman who attempted to kidnap a child from Alexandria Avenue Elementary School in East Hollywood.
I told her to just grab onto me as tight as she could, and I held on to her, and the lady just began to come and attack me. So I just started back attacking her to make sure she can't take this little girl.
So talk about going above and beyond.
Today, Young is being recognized for her heroism, but says she was just doing what any mother would.
I kind of went into mother mode at that time and as a crossing guard because I just couldn't see myself letting this little girl be taken.
I'm so proud of her. We're so lucky to have women like her and crossing guards and all the agents around here that take care of the children. That feels really, really grateful.
Thanks to the description of the kidnapper given by Young and the student, an arrest was made.
The woman who did the attempted kidnapping was apprehended, and so she's being charged with attempted kidnapping, which is a very serious charge. So she'll be in the criminal justice system, and she is justifiably in a world of hurt.
Here we are, in California, crowded. You drop your kid off for school. I mean, I dropped mine like half a block from the school because you can't get that close with your car. And I watched them walk down the street. But who would think with all those people around and crossing guards, she's 4'8", though maybe they didn't know that she was a crossing guard. Maybe they thought it was a kid. But anyway, unbelievable. Hey, John, you've got a headline in your small town paper in Sheboygan, Wisconsin you wanted to mention?
This is from our local radio station. The big headline this morning on the website is that a lucky kitten has been rescued from a sewer. Dispatchers got a call about 7:45 last night about some meowing coming from a storm drain on 30th Street and North Avenue. So that's the big story in my hometown this morning, and apparently the kitten is alive. Yay!
I love those small town stories. All right, Dave Perkins next, talking about a man who died 2 years ago who just registered to vote, and then someone runs an electrical current through their Trump sign, and oh boy, it's painful. Let's put it that way. Coming up. All right.
So this is where we start.
Yeah, I'll take the taxes, and I'll take the NFL. I wrote a good piece on the NFL, so I'll go with that piece that I wrote.
Okay.
Oops, there it is. Okay.
There it is.
Taxes. All right, why don't you do the Assange?
The Facebook page is live.
Okay.
Sweet.
Why don't you do the Assange, John, that he's saying no? Well, let's actually go just from the top. Maybe I'll do that one because I know that one.
Okay.
And what's the other one you know? Do you know another one?
I'm going to read through the guy that just registered to vote in Virginia.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was good. Those are good news stories we did.
Yeah.
Okay, Assange. Let's let Dave go first, and then I'll do that second paste.
So what you going to hit me with?
On that whole taxes. I mean, what I think people don't get is how, if you could write off, your mileage, you're not going to say, no, I want to give more money to the government. No, you donate the money to a charity. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Welcome back to Daybreak USA.
Hi, friend Angie Austin here, along with John DeMaster and Dave Perkins. Big Dave from the Dave Perkins Show who's like 7'6" or something. We don't even know how tall he is. We keep him seated.
I'm 6'4", and I eat punks like you for breakfast.
Oh, whatever, bro. I can take you.
Say.
All right. So, and he's got his orange Bronco shirt on, which I certainly appreciate. Okay, just one thing, Dave, and I know you live politics and you breathe it, but I just want to say, as the average layman, just newswoman, when I hear the Trump tax story, I think to myself, if I could take a legal write-off for my business or myself, like let's say driving expenses, I would take it and then I would use the money and maybe I'd donate it to a charity if I wanted to. But I wouldn't say, hey, I would just want to give more to the government. Everybody's coming down on Trump, but apparently many businesses take these legal tax write-offs.
The reason accountants have jobs is because nobody wants to pay 1 penny more than they need to pay in taxes in order to obey the law. So they hire an accountant because he's a law specialist. He's a tax law specialist, and he makes sure you obey the law while you pay as little as possible. This is a non-story turned into a story because people think they're mad because they pay more taxes than Trump. It's called wages, tips, etc. You pay income tax. If Trump and other billionaires like Warren Buffett, by the way, don't have wages, tips, etc. that you pay income tax on, you don't pay income tax. There's other taxes that they pay, and they're obeying the law. They hire accountants to make sure they're obeying the law. It's a non-story. He's not cheating. The question is, who writes the stupid tax law? Why is it a 3-foot-tall stack of papers with all kinds of special tips and tricks for this guy and that guy? Because it's the kind of thing you can influence legislators to do to help you out. That's why there are lobbyists to change the tax law to suit this or that billionaire. So it's a non-story because Trump pays as much taxes as anyone else, and that is what the law requires that you pay, period.
Right. And we even hear that in 2014, the New York Times didn't pay taxes. So it's like, wait,
Precisely.
if you're actually using these loopholes, I mean, you're calling someone else out for using the loopholes. Give me a break. It'd be interesting to see which loopholes, quote unquote, the Clintons have legally used. It's not a story.
Back in the day, Warren Buffett said, I pay less taxes than my secretary. And he was talking about income taxes, and he was right. And back then, they didn't assault Warren Buffett. They just said, the tax law is bad. It's got to be changed. Why didn't they assault Warren Buffett the way they're assaulting Donald Trump? It's because Buffett didn't run for president.
And Dave, I don't like the idea of people obtaining people's taxes when they haven't let the information out voluntarily. Like if they grab my taxes, I'd be pretty upset about it. It's none of their business, until I say.
The IRS was already used as a weapon against the political right in America. We know that has not changed, and they're still doing what they do in back alley terms. They're handing off documents and stuff. The IRS is a weapon against the political right in America, and it will be until somebody stops them.
Well, I'll be honest, Dave, you and John make fun of me because I like to believe the good about everyone, and I thought that was another one of your conspiracy theories. But indeed, the IRS really was, working against people. All right, WikiLeaks. There was a Drudge headline over the weekend that said, danger, Assange set to unload on Hillary. Well, then we heard WikiLeaks now canceling an announcement that many people thought would be about Hillary Clinton. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange had planned to make an announcement from the balcony of the Ecuadorian embassy in London tomorrow, but NBC News reports that he canceled it because of security concerns. So maybe he'll release information without the big, standing on the balcony deal. We'll have to see. You heard anything?
Call me a cynic. Call me a cynic. There is less here than meets the eye, in my opinion. Assange is big on show business, but I predict he will not come through. Nothing that he releases will stop her or slow her down because she's getting votes from the political left. They vote for the free lunch and the benefits, and they literally don't care who their candidate even is or what they've done or not done. They don't care. This will be another thing that will bounce off the Hillary armor.
Look at that guy go. Wow. All right, John, look at him. All right. So this guy fought in World War II. This man passed away in 2014, but he just registered to vote. What is going on? What is going on?
I have images of the movie Black Sheep running through my head right now because in Richmond, Virginia, the FBI and police are investigating how at least 19 dead Virginians were recently re-registered to vote in that critical swing state. One of these cases come to light after relatives of a deceased man received a note congratulating him for registering. And his family members were distraught. And all 19 of these people initially registered as voters in the Shenandoah Valley city of Harrisburg, although a clerk double-checking the entries later raised questions about one, recognized the name of one who died in 2014 at 87 years old. And it all came to light, I guess, because his son is a well-known local judge. I just wonder where else in the U.S. of A. is this happening? Is this just 14 people that have been registered? We've heard so much about...
14 million, John. It's 14 million. What? You know it and I know it. People get registered by the hundreds of thousands. Voter rolls don't get purged, and voter ID is not required. And it's a Democrat scam going back 50 years or more to vote in the name of someone else when you don't have to bring ID. All you got to do is walk in and say, I'm him, and sign, and you vote. And if you have an army ready to respond and you hand them lists of names of dead people and people that aren't registered, and then you register those people, the next thing you know, a guy can vote 30 times by going to 30 different polling places as 30 different dead people who are registered. And it happens a lot, and it changes the outcome of elections, and something has to be done about it.
All right, I used to think that you two sat alone in a dark room with tinfoil hats on and came up with conspiracy theories, but when you're telling me some of these things actually have been proven, it's kind of freaking me out. All right, Dave, what about the NFL?
I am disturbed by the NFL, by the take on what's going on. People say, we don't want politics in our football. Don't protest. The audiences are down by like 10% on NFL games, which is a financial disaster for the network.
Oh,
But I say it is not the audience saying we don't want politics in our football broadcast. It is literally the pro-America NFL audience responding to the anti-America NFL protests, which are being supported by the league. The league is coming down on their side. And I think the networks are going to do even worse than they thought they were going to do because of this. It isn't just a loss of audience through disgust. It's a loss of audience on principle. And I think that the audience they're losing is pro-Americans, and they are ready to dig themselves in long term and make it work and fight back and strike blows. And I think this is going to turn into political warfare, and the NFL is going to lose.
Oh, man. John, you've never watched an NFL game, have you? Because you're not.
What? Oh, I'm not into golf.
Yeah.
Oh, I watch our Green Bay Packers. Of course I do.
Because Dave, one time we were talking about the U.S. Open, and he goes, so anyway, let's talk golf. So the U.S. Open. I'm like, oh no.
That really did happen.
Yeah, it really did happen. He's not a big sports guy.
And Angie covered for me by laughing and laughing and laughing. It was almost her laughing at me for an entire segment. I
once introduced Lee Greenwood's "God Bless the USA." And I called it God Bless the U.S. Open because I was watching golf on TV while I did the radio show. And then I said, what is that, Lee Greenwood or Lee Trevino? So you have different ways of covering your screw-ups in radio.
No, it was some other big tennis thing that he called golf. I don't remember what it was, but anyway.
Wimbledon.
And you know what he said to me then, Dave? He goes, well, I was chubby. I didn't play sports when I was a kid. I'm like, whatever.
That's right.
All right, Dave Perkins Show. Check him out. Thank you, Dave.
Have a great morning.
No, it was the big...
Wimbledon.
It was Wimbledon that you called golf. That was
They're playing on grass. I can understand the mistake.
Yes, see? Yeah. Oh, Trevino says go Vikings. They're on Monday Night Football tonight.
That's right. With a recently signed quarterback out of despair over that poor Teddy Bridgewater whose leg almost fell off. So they've got Sam Bradford now from the Eagles, and Bradford's actually playing pretty well, and the Vikings are not hurt by their hurt quarterback. Although I almost can't stand to look at the tape. Whew.
The Eagles. That was a good band.
The guy's knee was separated completely left to right to where there was, if it had been pushed with 1 pound more tension, it would have severed arteries and he would have lost his leg. And this is an on-field injury with no impact. This is his leg just slipping because he made a turn.
This is the kind of stuff you get on Facebook Live that you don't get on the radio.
That's right.
Why we do this stuff.
God bless the U.S. Open. Lee Trevino.
That's right.
But it was Wimbledon. All right.
Great golf talk.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
See you, Dave.
Who's doing the Philadelphia Orchestra?
Hey, Chris. Yeah, he's even wearing the shirt.
Hello,
Look
Chris.
at Dave. How are you, man?
I
I've never seen you actually moving.
Oh, Barnesy, come on. I put on a good shirt just for today. Go Broncos.
I know. Me too. I just changed mine.
Who's doing Orlando Trump sign?
All right. See you guys later.
Bye,
See you, Dave.
Bye.
Yes, John.
Chris, you just got assigned a story unless you did that.
No, he did it.
I think I did it.
Nice.
Okay, John, Orlando. Are you doing this one?
I do whatever.
Okay, let's do that. Paste. Okay. Angie. I guess I could do orchestra. We didn't tease that, right? Paste.
All right, cool.
Okay, and then 5 words to ruin a job interview or China unveils for. We didn't tease either of those. What do you guys want? Either of those?
I'll do a job interview.
Okay.
I do roller coaster train.
Okay.
And if not, we'll do it next hour.
Okay, yeah, because those are good. I think that job interview one's actually a really good tease. So I'm going to move that down under John's roller coaster because we could say that for next hour. It's a good one. 5 words never to say in a job interview. Okay. Okay. Music, orchestra, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Kim Kardashian heading out of France after speaking to police.
5 and 10.
Okay.
No, we're live now.
listening to Daybreak USA.
Oh my. We have both Chris Barnes and John DeMaster. That's when I usually smell trouble. So let's get started with you, Chris Barnes. Kim Kardashian in the headlines. So exciting.
Oh, yeah, as if we need more Kim Kardashian news. But in this case, when you were talking about smelling something, there's part of me when I first saw this that just said, just another Kardashian publicity stunt, but apparently it's actually true. She's heading home from France after she was apparently tied up in her hotel room and robbed by a group of men who, I guess, came into the room dressed as police officers and gained her confidence and somehow got in the room, assaulted her, tied her up, and made off with millions of dollars worth of jewelry. Which, again, is another one of these cases, too, where, when you're in the public eye, I don't know if it's such a great idea to be traveling with millions of dollars worth of jewelry. How much of it can you wear at a time?
Like,
I don't know.
Right,
but
we know she can afford real jewelry, so why bring the real stuff with you? Why not bring the fake stuff? I just think it's a bizarre thing to do as well, unless we find out that it was fake. Wouldn't that be great? And the guys end up with a bunch of, cubic zirconias.
Oh, that would be interesting, yeah. But apparently the whole scare of it had Kanye fly off the stage last night. He was in the middle of a show, and he announced to the crowd that he had to leave because of a family emergency. So
no, he jumped. He said, "I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish." Remember?
Is that what he said?
Taylor Swift. Remember, I'm gonna let you finish. Okay, all right. Never mind, Chris. Never mind. It was supposed to be funny. All right,
We're
John,
not hip.
You're not hip. Orlando man runs an electric current through his booby-trapped Trump yard sign. I love this.
Yeah, well, I mean, the sign kept getting stolen over and over and over again. And so this poor guy, he finally got sick of that happening. So I don't know if you've ever been to a farm and touched one of those electronic fencers that they have to keep animals in. It hurts and it knocks you on your butt. So this man kind of did the same thing, maybe not with one of those fencers, but he put electronics into into the yard sign. And then he set up a camera to watch and see who did it. Well, they caught a guy in a blue sweatshirt. He tried to take it, got a shock, and ran off with no yard sign this time, and the guy was caught and charged with with trespassing, but they're not clear if that's true.
He got multiple charges.
You too. You're just amusing yourselves. All right, multiple charges. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't.
That was a good one. Come on,
120 charges to be exact.
Really good, 120. I don't understand why people steal yard signs. So what? Like, let your neighbors have their opinions. Like, is it really a big deal? But this guy's sign was stolen over and over again, as many people are seeing. All right, Chris, if you're dating, which you're attempting to do right now,
Yes.
Men are including these 4 photos on their dating profile, and it's ruining their chances of getting a date. What?
Yeah, well, one came to mind immediately, which is not on this list, but in any case, this is a CEO and founder of Bumble who is giving this advice. She says, no mirror selfies. Apparently, that does not go over big with the ladies. I guess a mirror selfie is a dime a dozen. So they say, keep them off your dating profile. No group shots, because you run the risk of the potential, the women who might want to, respond might end up looking at the group photo and say, actually, this guy over here is cuter than the guy whose profile it is. So, it can kind of confuse the situation. So you don't want any group shots. No, by no means should you ever post a photograph of yourself with your previous partner.
Yeah, that to me it's just common sense, but I see it all.
No ex-girlfriend, not even your mom. Just no pictures of you with a woman. That does not go over big. And then this one I don't get. It says, leave the tigers out of it. In Whitney's words, enough of the endangered species profile photos. I'm not aware of what would make somebody put a photograph of an animal up as their profile photo, but maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe this is a joke of some sort. I don't know.
Right,
If it
and
is-
and not a very funny one. But I don't like those hunting photos either, when people put up like, "Hey, I was in Africa and I killed all these beautiful animals, and here's me posing with their heads, as I'm lifting them off the ground." I mean, those are horrible. All right, on to much lighter news. If you want to live longer, apparently a dash of cider vinegar. My girlfriend does this every morning. Can cut the risk of stroke or heart attack with a dash of apple cider vinegar every day. Not a dish. That would be horrible.
That would
And
taste
so,
awful.
yeah, she just takes like a tablespoon, or she'll put it like in hot water, like a tea. And it doesn't taste bad. And then there's, specific reasons why it's so helpful to you. But you can just buy organic apple cider vinegar at the store, and supposedly it's very helpful. And it has something to do with like being alkaline or something. I don't know. We'll have to get Dr. Royson on for that one. All right, John. Apparently there is a battery-powered roller coaster train. Would we ride this thing?
Yeah, well, not quite yet, because it's still in testing. But it's an actual it's an actual train that people will ride, but it looks a lot like a roller coaster. And so they're testing this thing, and apparently it's supposed to be able to carry 120 people per car. And it's just, if you look at the pictures online, it's a super cool thing. And I've never seen a train that looks quite like this. But they've unveiled it now in China.
Okay, may I just tell you guys, so this weekend, we're looking for a new car because my husband got hit by a guy that didn't see the red light, and that's totaled. And then the computer wasn't working properly. We took it in 3 hours in the computer place, and the guy who helped us for 3 hours had a sign on his computer that said, "I have laryngitis. I have to type to you." So we kept buying new things, returning them. He'd go return this one, buy another one. Then we'd go up and check out again and come back to his help room, and then he would type out the answer for 3 hours. Oh my God.
Goodness.
That was my weekend. We'll talk about your
3
weekends
hours.
later. 3 hours. Thanks, guys. 3 hours. Yeah.
That's funny.
And he did
That
it real
made
slow.